So as you can read by the title, Fresh and Fit Miami cry like 3 or 4s after getting demonetized. This came from the Celebrity Jump channel from O'Shea Duke Jackson. O'Shea is a very entertaining YouTuber, and be sure to check him out after you watch me. So if you don't know Fresh and Fit are two guys based out of Miami. They had a beautiful looking studio, and they would have the bulk of their videos would be them at a table with a group of women, and it would discuss relationships, or I should say fight about relationships. And I think they went out of their way to find IG models who are combative or who were just severely damaged, so the fights would just kick up the algorithm. It's always amazing when they have like a woman on there and she's like have common sense and level headed. Those conversations actually were really good, and I wish they had changed their channel where they had more common sense thinking women. Yeah, they might have lost some funds that way. It might not have been as exciting, but I think the conversation would have been good. But they kept on going with the argument of IG models, and they got demonetized. So what do you mean when the channel gets demonetized? So basically, as a YouTuber, the holy grail is getting your channel monetized. You want to be in the ad program, the Google ad program. And what happens is when you see those ads on YouTube and you click on it, whoever the person's channel is gets a piece of the cut. So you can get $1. The ad could be worth $1, $2, $8, depending on the ad. So it's a very lucrative way of making money, and that's what most YouTubers, even though you might enjoy making content, you want to be into the ad program, because basically, if you have a really good productive channel, that's your job. You don't have to work anymore. You can just create videos and have a great time, and just basically live off that monetization. Another key thing for Fresh and Fit was the super chats. Super chats are basically when people just donate, no matter how much. It could be $1, $2, $5, $100, $200, $1,000. You can donate whatever you want just because you like the content. Sometimes people say, "Hey, if you donate $10, I will ask you a question online." Or if you donate $5 or $2 or $10, I will say you are a sponsor of this show. So, I mean, the super chats are very lucrative. And that's why a lot of people end up doing it, because the thing about the ads, you're beholden to people clicking on the ads. With the super chats, and it's actually better because you keep a lot of money from the super chats. You still have to split it with YouTube, Google, but you keep a lot of that super chat money, which is very lucrative. And I'm sure that's why Myron was crying because that's a lot of money gone. But the problem with Myron and his partner is that they didn't test the wins. 3 of the guests that they've had on this show over the past few years was Tommy Sotomayor, Andrew Tate, and Sneeko. Now, again, they weren't regular guests. The guests that they mostly had on there were women, and sometimes they had other shows where weren't women. They just still sit around with a table of guys and they were talking. But Tommy, Sneeko, and Tate were all on their shows all on Fresh and Fit's YouTube channel for once in a while, and they all lost their channels. If you're Fresh and Fit, you had to take the mood of, wow, we've had 3 guys who lost their channels. And when Sneeko lost his channel, they should have said, we should probably need to start changing our channel now, because we don't want to lose our channel as well. Or in their case, they didn't lose their channel. They just lost some monetization. But they didn't. They just kept on rolling and rolling. And I can understand it, right? If you got this particular thing that's working and the money is coming in, why would you change? But people got to remember, we don't own YouTube. Even though our names are on these channels, we don't own crap. And YouTube can demonetize us at any time. There's so many YouTubers. If you type in I lost my channel on YouTube, or I got demonetized, I don't know why. There's so many YouTubers who got demonetized and they have no idea. And then they would appeal it, and most of them would eventually get it back. But it's a scary thing, that you petition that one day you get demonetized, you have no idea why, and you're scared because you don't know if you're going to get your channel back, because that's your main source of income, right? So there was a couple of videos. I made a video about Vice has this show called Dark Side, and there's Dark Side of the 2020s, and they had a particular episode talking about shock jocks. So they talk about the rise and fall of like Howard Stern and Don Imus, Opie and Anthony Mancow. And one thing you kind of remember, it reminds you how nasty Howard Stern was. Now, I remember watching Howard Stern when I was like, when he had the E channel, and I still listen to Stern now because I think he's actually a really good interviewer. But you realize what a nasty person, what a sexist, racist, nasty person Stern is. And it's like, wow, like how did he survive? Well, part of the thing is he was able to go to satellite radio, and satellite radio saved his life. If Stern did not have satellite radio, he would definitely be done because the whole shock jock era is dead. Everything now is basically Ryan Seacrest and Elvis Duran. If you turn on regular radio, they don't want controversy. Radio does not want controversy anymore. They want calm dudes, bland guys who people seem to like, who can drive ratings. So satellite radio definitely saved Stern. And then once he got the satellite, he was still sexist and all that stuff. But then in recent years, he's become an interviewer of the stars. So he changed the way he was. But Fresh and Fit didn't change. They remained the same. Someone like Kevin Samuels, before he died, realized he had to change. There's a lot of women who were against him. Most of the people who were against Kevin never watched his channels all the time. They just go by clips that they saw. So they don't see what most people who saw Kevin who he was. Behind the scenes, Kevin, there's a lot of YouTubers who respected Kevin because Kevin would talk to them about algorithms, how to read the charts, how you should kind of promote your channel, that type of thing. Before he died, he was doing almost what Fresh and Fit were doing, where he was interviewing women in person, but there were calm conversations about relationships. There weren't being argumentative. It was nice, calm conversations. He brought different YouTubers on his channel to talk about business. He was on the final episode of Atlanta, final season. I'm talking about the final season of Atlanta, which he was good in. And I think he eventually was trying to get into TV because I think he would have fit very easily on like what was that, the Wee's Marriage Boot Camp. I think he would fit on there because Kevin was a very charismatic guy, but Kevin understood that he needed to change, and I think he was on his way of changing, but unfortunately he died. So what should Fresh and Fit do? Well, I think they got the lawyers and they're trying to get their channel. They're trying to get that back. But I wish YouTube does have a thing where if your channel is demonetized, they should almost have YouTube court or a YouTube arbitrator, and maybe they do, I don't know, where you get the it's like, okay, your channel been demonetized. You have 15 days to appeal and appear with a YouTube arbitrator. And you can either defend yourself or with a lawyer. And then you can find out what exactly is wrong with your channel and what you need to do to fix it. And then you might sign a document saying, okay, I will no longer do this type of content, or give me like 30 days to start creating different content. And maybe within those 15 to 30 days, you get your monetization back, but then you'll be on probation for like 90 days to a year to make sure that you're consistently doing different content. But the thing about YouTube that people have to understand, you don't have to be Fresh and Fit. It can happen to Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast makes just really good-hearted videos, but the algorithm can change at any time on him. The people who are dominant on YouTube 10 years ago are not dominant anymore. The people who are dominant 5 years ago might be still around, but they might not have the same type of traction anymore. Mr. Beast, as great as he is, could lose his algorithm at any time for no reason. He can still make it. He can make a competition video, and instead of getting 52 million viewers within 21 hours, it might be 5 million. It wasn't like he did anything wrong. It's just the rhythm changes, and we don't know why. So for YouTubers out there, if you're making money, save your money, put money away, invest in equipment, but keep most of your money in savings or Roth IRA, because you have no idea when things will change on you. Either if it's your fault or none of your fault at all, or the audience change. YouTube, we do not own YouTube. We do not own TikTok. We are contractors, right? But if you're doing something that's controversial and shocking, if you notice things are changing and people are losing their channels, please change, because you don't want to end up like Myron crying on different videos and people are reacting to your tears.